What's up, everyone? My name is Moony, and welcome back to Moony Talks, the number one podcast in the world, according to my mom, where we dive into dentistry, health, and everything in between. If you're new here, hit that follow so you don't miss new episodes every other week. And if you've been following for a while, first of all, thank you. And second of all, share it with a friend, a classmate, and whoever needs a little inspiration today. So let's just jump right in. Today, I'm joined by someone who's been making serious waves, dentistry, health, entrepreneurship, and everything in between. We're going to unpack their story, lessons, and maybe a few tips along the way. Often imitated, never duplicated, clinician, educator, speaker, and professional hype man, all in the best ways possible. He's a full-time dentist with a practice that spans extractions and sedations. He's a founder of the largest wisdom tooth extraction education platform in the world, and he's the reason thousands of new grads across 33 countries feel confident picking up a handpiece and saying, yeah, I got this. From international stages to the operatory to one of the most respected dental education platforms online, please welcome Dr. Nekky Jamal.
Who is this guy, man? Who is this guy? No one ever introduces me like that. They're always like,
no,
this is Nekky. He graduated from the University of Saskatchewan. And I'm like, fuck, man, this is dope. No, that's an intro. Thank you.
You know, to be honest, I always heard from what I hear and for those of you who haven't heard of Dr. Nekky Jamal, literally all I ever hear is he brings the energy. So I knew with my intro, I had to bring the energy. So first off,
this guy.
I appreciate you being here, Nekky. How's the day been so far? Are you coming off clinic teaching content creation?
Crushing it. No, man, Christmas is coming and I'm honestly, this is like, I'm locked in right now. Like 2025 was a good year to lock in for me.
Awesome.
I got a lot of projects on the go and I'm pumped, man. Like what a great year. And I can't wait to finish it strong.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's firing me up too. And we'll talk about 2025. But first, I want to rewind for a second. And so I read that you studied biological sciences and economics and then went into dentistry. So what originally pulled you toward this profession?
Yeah. So I got a degree in molecular biology and I worked in a fruit fly lab. I actually I found this promoter of this gene in a fruit fly and I named it Nekky. And so without Nekky, you have no heart. And then they changed it and it's like CG blah, blah. And I was like, man, this is bullshit. I'm out.
Yeah.
And so I found it so boring.
No, I was going to say.
It's not my vibe, man. I need to be around people. So I went to the dentist and I was like, man, I'd love to do what you do, but my hands are too big. Like I'm 6'5" and my dentist puts up his hand and it was like this, like it was like bigger than mine. I was like, oh, so I can do this? And he was like, yeah, man, like write your dad, go. And boom, I did. And, I grew up in Calgary. There's no dental school in Calgary. So it was either UBC, U of A, and U of S. I broke back then. I don't know if you guys still have to do it with your DAT or DAT. You got to carve soap. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
Yeah, nope. We've heard, but we don't have to do it.
You've heard, yeah. So I broke the soap and I was like, oh man, I washed my hands with the soap the night before, get the good omens. Anyways, I broke the soap, so I had to rewrite it. So I couldn't apply to U of A that year. So I got into U of S, UBC. UBC, man, I'm broke brown boy, man. I can't go live in Vancouver. It's too expensive, man. So I went to Saskatoon and like changed my life. Everything happens for a reason. I never in a million years thought I'd be in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, studying dentistry. And like, I remember coming out of the fruit fly lab, my dad handed me an envelope, like a Purolator envelope. And he's like, oh, I think you ordered something, and opened it up. Dentistry acceptance letter. I will never forget that. Best day of my life.
Yeah.
Changed everything for me, man. Yeah, man. Like,
the rest is history.
No, man. Like no rich parents. You got none of that here. Only grind and hustle. And so it was a good day. Good day.
And it's good to hear, honestly.
It changed my life.
It's honestly really nice to hear because I come from a mom who raised 5 of us all on her own. And so when you see somebody who's so candid in how he speaks, and also just you've seen that like the world could have easily changed him, but he's exactly who he is unapologetically himself. Honestly, it fires me up.
Dude, you know what I'm never going to forget? I'm never going to forget the fat kid in grade 10 begging, literally going to Pizza Hut, begging for a job, to get a job I just got my social insurance card. Man, I don't know how much you want to go into my past. Anyways, grew up with nothing. $4.50 an hour. I got working at Pizza Hut. They gave me a job. It changed my life. 25 hours a week. I opened up the second I got my job, I walked into TD Bank, which was next door to Pizza Hut. And I opened up my own RESP. And the lady's like, the teller or whatever, she's like, you're too young to open up an RESP. You got to be 18. So
Yeah.
I brought the paper home, forged my dad's signature, went back to the bank, opened up my own RESP, and then had like automatic, like I paid for all my own education from $4.50 working at Pizza Hut.
That's insane. That is insane. Wait, so how old were you when this was happening?
That was 14.
50 cents. Jeez, okay.
I know,
yeah,
right? And I look at these minimum wage now, $15. I'm like, man, y'all soft.
It's different nowadays.
I know stuff's gone up in price. I know everyone listening's probably like, who is this old loser going bald? This old dude. But yeah, no, man, $4.50 an hour. And like a Big Mac meal was still $10. You know what I mean? It was just the minimum wage was low, and that's all I was getting. And so I just put in the hours, man.
Yeah, and you made it work, and that's what matters now.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, you have to make it work. I wish I would have had an entrepreneurial background. I really do. Like going back now, there's so much. Like if I had a kid, I'd be like, man, you're not going to work at Pizza Hut. You're going to like open up your own little candy business, and you're going to hire your friends, and you're going to be like, man, making these bags of candy and handing it out in school because all kids love candy. Dude, you'll make $20 a day and not even do anything. It's just like,
but you don't learn that stuff.
No, you don't learn that stuff. And you know what happened? Man, I was sitting in Tim Hortons as a dentist. My dad, God bless him, he's not a business dude. Anyways, he's like, Nekky, it's time to think big. And like, he's heard from friends, it's smart to get into real estate. So I'm like, man, I had I have this job now that, is giving me money. I still have debt. I walked in to the real estate agent's office and I bought condos just like my dad told me to. And it was the worst decision I've ever had in my life. Like, I don't live in downtown Toronto, man. Like, I lost my shirt. Yeah. But man, we could talk for hours about this, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you want to talk about.
No, seriously, I want to dive honestly. No, this is great because I want to dive into this all. But this is stuff that I had no idea about how much I actually had an honorarium paid $3.50 too at the Boys and Girls Club at 12. And it's the same thing, bro. That pays for the bus ticket there and back. That's 2 hours of your work, right? Bus ticket there and back. And then I'm looking at my mom like, how is this supposed to help with what? And she goes, anything helps. And it's back then, man, it's literally just survival. You're not thinking, oh, maybe if I sell this or do that. Like it's literally just survival until you make it to this point and you have enough perspective to get back, which is exactly what you're doing. Now, okay, I want to switch and talk about your exodontia. Like why? Because I know most people don't just wake up and say, wisdom teeth only. And so what made you say wisdom teeth?
Man, you gotta
just teeth extractions in general.
Well, you gotta take the worst procedure in dentistry and make it your own. I found it frustrating how everyone was like shitting on this procedure that they needed done. And like I had my wisdom teeth out. It sucked. Totally. Like the dude, never even met him. He was kind of a dick when I walked in the op. He was a dude that went to extra schooling for a long time and churned him out. And I was like, man, why is it that the most dreaded procedure in dentistry has to be that way? So I wanted to make it my own and I wanted to do things different. And I wanted to take on the crappiest procedure in dentistry and say it doesn't have to be that bad. It doesn't have to be akin to losing a limb. And that's what has been my mission for the last 16 years of my career. I absolutely love it, man. My first extraction though, I remember I had no idea what the hell I was doing. You walk in the operatory, you got to walk 2 inches taller because you don't know what you're doing. So you got to make up for it in ego, right? And the lady, she's like, man, get this tooth out of here. Is an upper 6. And I was like, all right, let's go, baby. I can do this. I have a degree on the wall. You see that? Yeah. And man, I grip and ripped it and I fractured all the roots. And now I got to go drilling for these roots. And I don't exactly know what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh man, I know there's a mesial buccal, distal buccal, palatal. Yeah. Get the distal buccal out. And I'm like, hell yeah, that's just easy, right? Go for the palatal. Man, it was already loose. Go for the mesial buccal, pushing, got the biggest, straightest elevator I got, can't see what's going on, and boom, right in the sinus.
No way.
And it was like my
This is your first extraction ever?
First extraction, man, in practice. I pulled a couple perio teeth in school.
Yeah,
man, it was like, boom, welcome to the profession. Oh, that's a way to tell you you're not as good as you think you are. And honestly, best thing that ever happened to me. How many times I've said that a lot. That's never happened to me. But there's a lot of things that happened to me that I look back, in the moment it sucks, but you look
Yeah.
back and you're like, man, what a blessing. What a lesson.
I was gonna say
What a
the key
lesson.
theme with all those things were it sounded like horrible things, but you keep saying the best thing that ever happened to me. Isn't that funny?
Dude, everything. I love a good lesson. And whenever I'm down on myself, I try to find the lesson. And like, man, I go to therapy every 2 weeks, and I've hit some low points and parts where you're like, man, what the heck am I doing with my life? And when you look at your failures, I always used to let my failures define me. Like I'd wear it as like, I was almost looking for sympathy because of my stupidity, because of my failures, because of the shit that's happened to me. And I had this victim mentality. And then when you realize, bro, no one's coming to save you, and you are what you make of it. If you take that failure, turn it into a huge lesson, man, that saved you. That was the best tuition ever. Everyone thinks dental school is expensive. Yeah, real life's way worse when you make some dumb mistakes, man. But that's life's tuition. And I'm really glad I've failed so much so I can teach dentists literally across the world.
Yeah.
What, like, don't make the same stupid mistakes I have. This is what's going to happen, and this is what's going to happen if you have to deal with it. So if you look at this is what you have to avoid. And to me, that's how I live my life now. It's like, I don't look at how am I going to get a tooth out. I'm always looking at what's the upcoming complication. And when I look at it that way, it's like, dude, I saved myself the complication and I got the tooth out, and the patient's doing so much better. So that's kind of been my mentality now, is like, you know where you've made mistakes. Let's not make those same mistakes again. Let's grow from them, but treasure those mistakes because that was your tuition that you paid to get here.
Yeah. And not only that, but let's teach others how to not make those mistakes, which we're going to hit on. And I'm really curious, but first I want to ask, so that other person that got your wisdom teeth out, right? The extra years of schooling. How did you know that specializing? Yeah, fair enough. Hey, I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but
dude,
I know
I get a lot of hate. But I feed off that hate and I love it. Not everyone's the same, but I just feel like if a patient's in your chair and they trust you because they're in your chair, wouldn't you want them to be the one doing your surgery? If they have the right training, if it's in their wheelhouse. Man, I had the same dentist my whole life. And then when he sent me to a stranger, I was like, who's this guy? And he didn't give a shit about me. Whereas like, man, I see my patients, literally the kids I coached in basketball, all 12 of them. I grew up with these kids, man. We went from grade 1 to grade 9 coaching basketball all along the way. And now I see them when they're like 18 in first year university. And I'm taking out their wisdom teeth. And they honestly, like, one of them traveled from Ontario just to come to Alberta. He's like, dude, you're the only one I trust. Why would I even consider seeing someone else? So if you get the right training and you know which cases to take on and which ones to stay away from my previous mistakes, I feel like I'm doing these patients a service, and I know I'm going to have to take care of it. I treat every single patient like they're my little bro, because I don't want swelling. I don't want, phone calls of pain. I'm addicted to my phone. My phone is always on me. Yeah. Man, I rarely get phone calls from patients saying, I'm in pain from the extractions, because we do things a certain way. And that's what I like to teach. And that's how I treat my patients.
Wow. And honestly, I never thought about the perspective of because I personally have never been referred out to specialists. I've been lucky enough to just stick with my general dentist, but I didn't even think about how uncomfortable it would be because I love my general dentist. I didn't even think how uncomfortable it would be to be referred out or see somebody new. And that's a great, because I was always telling myself, like, there's all these CE courses I would love to take in the future, but some people tell me like, oh no, like you're not going to be able to unless you specialize. And it's like, but I don't want to sacrifice those years. Sometimes I feel like I want to be able to do a little bit of endo, do a little bit of extractions, do a little bit of this and that. But no, absolutely. It makes complete sense.
Can I share with you something?
Yeah.
My biggest regret for the first 10 years of my career was not specializing.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I always found I was never good enough. And then I started realizing, who's saying that? Me. I look in the mirror and I tell myself, I'm not good enough. And then it's my ego saying, you're never going to be good enough. You have to go back to school. You have to do this. Fast forward 5 years after that, right? So the first 10 years of my career, that's what defined me. And then I don't know what happened. I woke up one day and I was like, man, the best part about being a GP is your referral pad. You refer risk. what a blessing. Like, what a blessing that is. I have the ability to refer risk. Dude, that's my biggest flex. And I'm
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
don't have to do every case. Hell yeah. This is my, like,
yeah,
I think the GP is the power move. I can
yeah,
take on the cases I want to take on, refer the cases that stress me out. Man,
yeah,
this is great because you'll learn eventually, like, through your career, you'll never lose sleep over cases you do not do.
yeah,
You
yeah,
will never lose sleep over cases you don't do. And if you're forced to take on those super high risk cases, medical complications, teeth wrapped around the nerve, high risk of jaw fracture, I can just be like, doot, 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 out you go. And then I'm seeing my neighbor's kid, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Up top, give him a high five. Let's
yeah,
listen to some Kendrick and pull some wisdom
yeah,
teeth, man. And
yeah,
everyone's loving it. So I think my referral pad is my biggest flex. I have the ability to do endo if I want. I have the ability to do sedation. I have the ability
yeah,
to take out teeth, to do implants. Like, GP and dentistry is such a great move. And I look at
yeah,
some of my colleagues that do way more surgery than I do. And I'm like, dude, are you like proud that you didn't specialize? And they're like, hell yeah. Like, what a mistake
yeah,
that would have been. And I was like, I
yeah,
totally agree. It just
yeah.
needed I needed to push my ego aside for me to understand that.
Yeah, yeah. Now, and you mentioned one thing, and it's something that I think really stands out when I was looking into your work. And it was your focus on anxious patients and sedation dentistry in
Yeah,
general.
dude, I love
Now,
that. I
yeah, how
love
much
I
of that was
love
intentional?
anxiety. What? Man, I feel I'm not the best dentist. Dude, I
Okay.
I got two left hands. I'm 6'5". Look how big these things are, man. You want these
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
mouth?
yeah,
I suck at dentistry. I really do. You know what
yeah,
I'm good at?
yeah,
Walking patients off that ledge. That's my superhero power. I feel like I can connect with especially younger patients, like 17-year-olds that are freaking out. They're going to get their wisdom teeth out. I have the ability to look them in their eye and say, listen, girl, I got you. And then the anxiety just whoosh, come right down. And I can see it on their
yeah,
heart monitor too. They come in, some of these girls come in 140 BPMs.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
140. Their heart is
That's
like, man,
insane. Yeah,
dude, they're in like zone 5. I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah,
you're running,
yeah.
but they're in
Yeah, no,
zone 5.
absolutely. That's like you're not gonna maintain that for long.
No,
Yeah, no, absolutely.
no, but like you see it and then it's like it slowly drops, right? And that's my superpower. And I'm so proud. I may not be the best dentist in the world, but I can sure talk to patients. And that's my favorite part of dentistry is just being able to talk to patients. I say dumb shit all the time. No one ever
Yeah,
takes me seriously and I love it.
yeah, yeah. And so what do you think for other general dentists out there? Like, what do you think and for me, like looking to be a dentist in the future, obviously, like what do you think some people can underestimate about treating fear and not just teeth?
Man,
Because for
anxiety. I guess my tip for you is the person you're talking to is not the person you see, if that makes sense. I don't know if I messed up
okay.
that quote.
I think I know
The
what you're saying. Yeah.
person you're talking to is not the person, it's not them. When someone is scared, they either lock up and they'll clam up and they will not be who they really are outside the office. And you have to remember that. So many patients and a lot of dentistry is tough from the fact that a lot of patients are anxious. And what's the first thing that they come in the room and say? Oh, I hate being
I
here.
hate the
Oh, I
dentist.
don't
Yeah.
hate you. I just hate what you're going to do, which is the exact same thing. They walk in
Yeah.
there and be like, I hate you. And then after a while, I started being like, bro, I hate you too. But here we are. Let's get this shit done. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And so you have to understand that you can't take it personally. And a lot of patients are dealing with their own shit and their own fear in their own way.
Hmm.
And it's up to you to calm down the situation.
Yeah.
That's what anxiety is. Anxiety, the person that you're talking to is not the person that you're physically seeing. It's someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to
Absolutely.
remember,
Honestly.
people are scared, man. You treat everyone with respect, they're good.
Yeah.
But some people, man, it is what it is,
Of
and
course.
you can't take it personally,
Yeah.
but you
You do
still
your
do.
best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. It's hard not to. And honestly, a great mentor of mine always said, he's like, how are you supposed to get informed consent if your patient is freaking out, anxiety, like they're sweating, they're heart's beating, like you got to calm them down and really get to know, like, is this what they want? Is this what they want? You got to evaluate that. And you can't do that unless they're calm and unless they're in a healthy state of mind to be able to answer your question. And
That's where informed consent is tricky, because you can't
right.
technically get it from a lot of patients, because
Yeah.
they're freaking out. They're not in the right
Yeah.
state of mind. They don't
Yeah.
hear what you're saying a lot of
Yeah.
the time.
Now, I want to transition to something you've built, which I'm super curious about and that I hear referenced a lot, and that's the third molars online. So thousands of dentists from what I hear, dozens of countries, hands-on courses, online education. So I just want to hear, first of all, about the course and then what it takes to scale something like this from the initial idea to the website design to ultimately like the execution stage, the killing it.
So let's preface this by saying I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay,
I know how to take out teeth. I've taken out tens of thousands of third molars.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
And so how?
This has grown. This has grown from me wanting to help the people around me into something way bigger than I would have ever imagined. It all started during COVID, and I was asked to do this webinar, and I was like, who wants to hear me speak? And I remember this was like early Zoom days. I don't know if you remember early Zoom days. Everyone's got their, like, no one's got a mic. I got this, I got my computer out, and I was like looking around me, and I was like, bro, I don't want people to see my house. This is ridiculous, right? So the wall behind me right here before my webinar, man, I went to Home Depot because Home Depot was considered essential for some reason. I bought a bucket of paint, and I was like, I'm going to paint this room. And so I'm painting this room black. And like, I started painting the whole room, and then I'm like, why am I painting this whole room black? You can't see the whole room.
Yeah.
And, I was like, okay, but like, man, this audio sucks. I need a mic. And so I started buying all this stuff, and I was making a home studio before home studios were the thing to do.
Yeah.
And I just fell in love with video and talking to a camera. And I remember making videos for people. They're like, man, how do you do this? Like, how do you do this? And so I would like send them videos, and they're like, Nekky, can you teach a course on this? And I was like, you want me to teach a course? Why? And they're like, cause you're like, you can explain it so well. Like, you break it down so easy, and you don't have an ego, because everyone else gatekeeps the secrets, and you tell them you tell people everything. And I was like, okay, I'll make a course. And my girlfriend, who's, I had no idea, was still with me. She's still with me today. That was the hardest year of our lives together, because I was like, you know what? When I lock into something, nothing else matters. Like, I'm super, super driven that way. Like, if I have a goal, I don't care what's in front of me, I hit my goals. And so I said, I'm going to make the best third molar course out there. And I've seen other third molar courses, and truth be told, I didn't even look at them. And I still don't even look at them. And I know people email me, they're like, what do you think about this course? And I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I don't even look at the website. I don't care. I just want to make the best course that I can make. And I made it. And it took me an entire year. I took time off work. I took time off from my girlfriend. She was like, man, we got to like live together because, you know, we're in social isolation. And I was like, no, I need to be in social isolation. Like, I need to be alone. And I locked in. I read hundreds of journal articles. I compiled everything together. I made videos. Like, my videos to this day, I still think are the best out there. And I still make videos, and as of 2026, I don't know if I should say anything, I'm making the second version of Third Molars Online.
No way.
Yeah. And it's like, I think it's going to be at least 10 times better than the original, because, man, I've taken out 10,000 more teeth since I've done the first course. But then there's all these things that are like, man, what about when patients or people tell me like, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? I'm like, you know what? You're right. I should add that. I should add that. I should add that. And so now it's going to be like an assistant version, like how they need to retract, because we never talk about that. Exactly, like, you know, where you anesthetize, where you do this, what do you do in this situation? What do you do in this situation? And it's all the stuff that I wish someone would have told me before I got deep into the game. And I think it's literally going to be, I don't know. I don't want to say it, but I'm putting my heart and soul into it. And baby, I'm locked in, man. There we go. It's I'm writing the scripts and everything right now and taking the videos, and oh man, it's
Fire me up,
hard
man. This sounds
to take
great.
videos in the back of someone's mouth, but it's
Yeah.
so much fun, man. I love the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
You seem like an entrepreneurial dude too. Dude,
Yeah.
you're going to realize the second you put something out, that's when your soul dies a bit.
Yeah.
When you have that finished product, your soul dies a bit, because it's all about the progress to get there. It's
Yeah.
all about the process. That's what lights me up now. Money does not motivate me at all, like 0
Yeah.
out of 10. But the process of building something, man, that sets my soul on fire.
Yeah.
Of someone saying, hey man, like let's build this, or let's do this. And it's just like working your way backwards and then like building it out. To me, that's my passion.
Man, you can feel it. You can literally feel it through the camera. It's
Yeah.
insane. Now I'm getting
Man,
passionate about this. It's like something I never even heard about. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
and like just for
it's so
context,
good.
for the viewers at home, like when he like just to speak to the teachable moments, I literally was fidgeting with a mic and camera before as we were setting up, and Dr. Nekky's literally like, oh, here, try this and try this. He's like troubleshooting with me, like help me out. I'm like, all right, now I get it. I'm starting to get it. But okay, I want to talk something like that I honestly care deeply about, and it's something you were talking about. So and it's something honestly a lot of people warn me about all the time, and it's like a lot of dentists, faculty, mentors, even classmates, they'll be like, social media, like obviously I have my social media page, and they see it as a liability. They're saying it's risky, it'll get you in trouble, it blurs professional bound, like all of this
What do you
stuff.
mean? What do you mean it gets you in trouble?
And so that's exactly what, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm posting exactly my authentic self, and they're saying, but like maybe something can be taken the wrong way. It doesn't matter about your intentions if the RCDSO takes it this way or that way.
Man, stop. No.
Yeah.
Dude, you post your authentic self. The only time I got in trouble was A, I try not to show patients' faces.
Okay.
B, I although I have before, but I got permission. But like I don't do it anymore. I don't show actual like clinical videos because, man, there's so much of that. Be unique, man. Like show your vibe. That's all I care about. My office manager gave me shit last week because she found out in one of my ops. So I have a large office. We have like 23 ops or something like that.
Wow.
And I have a sedation side. And in my sedation rooms, and one room, I have Kobe Bryant dunking, like an 8-foot like vinyl of Kobe Bryant dunking during an all-star game. The second one is Michael Jordan dunk contest. There's like an 8-foot, it's on my Instagram. But in the third op, it was like, oh man, it's my last kick here. I need something awesome. And I wanted that iconic picture of Michael Jordan smoking a cigar, holding up 4. Because he's got and he's just like laid back, and I had it all. And for some reason, the printing company sent the email to my office manager and not to me. And she tore me apart. She's like, you can't do that. And I was like, why? And she's like, because he's smoking a cigar. And I'm like, but who gives a shit? People come to see me. They don't care. They're like, Nekky, people are spending a lot of money for you like to be a professional. And like, I'm like, but I am professional. And they're like, you're not though. Like I wear a black t-shirt and like I'll wear scrub bottoms, but I wear Jordans to work. I listen to rap music all day. It's filled with F-bombs and I give 0 shits because people are there to see me. And if they don't like my music, boom, you're not there for me. And this is my brand. This is who I am, and I'm unapologetically me. If I want to listen to these hip hop and Nas and Biggie and Tupac, I will. If I want to listen to Sabrina Carpenter and whatever, I do. If I want to listen to country, I do. I don't care. But like, you would not believe the amount of like grade 12 kids that come in there and they're like, huh, I expected someone completely different than you.
Absolutely.
And I love this. And I'm like, because it doesn't have to be, I don't have to be some old dude that is prim and proper, because that's not 2026, man. I don't think that's today's age. I think you need to be you. And if you is, that kid that listened to Nirvana and he's grunge, man, make an office based around that. Throw guitars on the wall. Like, make it look how you would want to be. Never build an office for your patient, man. Build an office for you. All these people are building these dental spas. I'm like, man, you are spending millions on Trash.
Yeah.
Man, do you like coming to work every day? Because I spend more
Yeah.
time in my office than I do in my house. And when
Yeah.
I come to work, I want to feel like I'm at home. And
Yeah.
honestly, when I turn on like my assistants before I even walk in the door, Drake will be playing. And I just walk through and I'm just like,
Feel good.
I'm home. I'm
Yeah.
home. And
Yeah.
when you're at your best, you treat your patients at your best. So when you say, you know, I'm nervous about my social media, I'm nervous about this, screw that, man. You got to show who you are. And don't
Yeah.
post stuff like, did you know that cavities are caused by,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, raisins? Like,
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
post that shit. Post
Yeah.
what makes you you.
Yeah.
Post your
Yeah.
vibe, man.
Yeah.
So no,
And
man,
honest,
do you, man.
yeah, I really appreciate it because I remember too, I was having a conversation with my one buddy and I was like, and this exact clinic that you seem to have in Alberta is what we were describing. Like, wouldn't you rather go to a office and a dentist who has a great vibe, who doesn't care, who's swearing to you, who's playing good music? Like, wouldn't you, isn't that something you'd want? And we obviously don't in London. I haven't found a place like that yet. And
Yeah,
it's like you're attracting the patients who are going to appreciate you so much more. And the whole vibe is just going to be a bunch of people who want to be there. You know what I mean? It's not going to be the people who don't
totally.
want to be there. They will not go there. And that's completely fine. They'll go to their spa or their wherever they want to go. Right. And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. And bro, you have to remember, you're not the dentist for everyone. When I first graduated, I felt like I had to be. I had to be everyone's dentist. If someone didn't like me, I was like crying inside, man. I used to wear a shirt and tie to work every day. And I used to like, you know, try to be that professional dude. And I thought that was me. It's not me. Because I'd go home and what do? As soon as you turn on the car, you turn on full black or full blast, right? Man, started from the bottom number here, right? And it's just like, this is me. Why am I hiding it? Right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to do this shit at work. And it's worked. It totally worked for me. Do I have old ladies that are saying, you know, what's up with this music? Yeah, all the time. Or on the wall of my op, it says so fresh and so clean. You know, from the Outcast lyric,
Yeah,
I got a
of
big
course,
poster, so fresh and so clean. And I'll have people saying, I don't understand that. Why does it say clean twice? And I just say, I'm dyslexic. Dyslexic. I can't, I didn't spell it right or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
And then the kids will be like, oh man, that's from Outcast. And I was like, yeah. And then on like the back wall of my office, it says it was all a dream from Biggie. Right. But like, dude, that every day I walk through that office and I look at that quote and it was all a dream. I know it's a song lyric.
Yeah.
And I know like it's a sedation office. People think it's that. But for me, it's not, bro. Because me walking through my own freaking office, listening to rap music, dude, that's my dream. The dream that a 13-year-old homeless kid ends up owning a dental office, taking out wisdom teeth all day, living the freaking dream. That's my dream, man. And every day I walk through that office and I say, it was all a dream. And you're like, hell yeah, it is. And it just fires you up. And you're like, man, what are we going to do today? And every day I just thank my lucky stars. Man, if you would have seen me at 13 and seen my family at 13 and now at 41, dude, I won. I won the freaking lottery, man. Like I live the life where I'm super passionate about everything I want to do. I can grow to whatever I want. I have the ability to impact patients' lives. I go to Central America and do dental work. I run ultra marathons. I work out every day. I'm healthy. I'm happy. I can make an impact on people's lives. And it all started right there at Pizza Hut, man. It was all a dream. Insane. And look at us now, baby.
Oh my gosh, look at us now. I don't know if you realize how many students are going to watch this and be so fired up as I am. Like, this is insane, man. And your genuineness is seriously like, it's beaming through the screen right now. I need to like, now all of a sudden, I feel like for the rest of this podcast, we need to have some Drake or some classic 80s hits or something going on to maintain this vibe because geez. Okay, now I want to hit like just one last thing on this social media topic for you.
Bro, we can't end now. What do you mean one thing?
No, sorry. No,
just in here, man. We're here for hours, bro. We're locking
Absolutely.
in.
We can't stop. But for the social media, like, what would you say is the what's one non-negotiable you think dentists should follow to just maintain that? I guess I have the answer. You just spoke to it. Just be yourself. Just be yourself.
Yeah, man. Dude, social media. Okay, if you think social media is anything but a tool to sell, you're mistaken. Okay. Look at everything that's on there. It's meant to sell you on something. Maybe it's meant to sell you an idea. More blatantly, it's meant to sell you a product. Okay. But it also sells a vision of who you want yourself to be. And so I want people to know me. I have nothing to hide. I will tell you all my failures. I will tell you all my mistakes. I will also tell you all my wins, but I'm also going to tell you the grind. And I'm also going to tell you it wasn't easy. No rich parents here, just grind and hustle. And I feel like I'm so proud of that. I feel if I would have grown up in a household where I would have been given stuff, or I would have had opportunity or anything like that, dude, you don't have the grind. You need adversity in your life. And
Of course.
I feel no matter how shitty it was in the moment, that adversity made me into who I am today. And I'm blessed that I had to go through some hard things in my life to get to where I am today, because now it's just so much sweeter.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, throughout
And
this,
we all have adversity, man. Like, dude, I'm
Yeah.
not saying mine was worse than yours or worse than the next
Yeah.
person's. No
Yeah.
one cares about mine, and
No,
and
absolutely.
we don't have to. It's all about being grateful for what you have and pushing that forward so you can help that next person.
Yeah. My mom, honestly, that reminds me of something my mom always says. She says, no one cares about your circumstance, just like you don't care about the next guy's circumstance. Just get up and do something with it, and then inspire those who are just like you, because then they'll see you and they'll get the hell up too and get to work, because that's all that matters.
Absolutely. It is, man. It's the grind. And man, when I first graduated, I used to compare myself to everyone, man. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Like, especially when you graduate, you're going to start looking at your how many classmates you got? 50?
We're get up to 74 with the ASPs, the international students. Yeah.
Okay, so you got 74 people, so 73 people to compare yourself to. And you're going to have some beasts in your class. They're going to be opening up clinics left, right, and center. You're going to have some people that specialize. You're going to have some people that quit. And you're going to have some people that will work for a corp for the rest of their life. And some will even make their own corp. And you're going to look at these different people and you're going to compare yourself to them. And it is the most toxic trait you will ever do, because if I can give you guys all a piece of advice, man, you're going to look at your friends, you're going to look at their vacations, you're going to look at their houses, you're going to look at their cars, and you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to say, why can't I do that? What's wrong with me? I'm not good enough, because it's going to happen.
I know.
And that trait is the most toxic trait. And until you can tell yourself, do they care where I sleep? And the answer is always going to be no. Then why the hell should I care where they sleep? And once I understood that, it was like, man, that's great. You have, you drive a Porsche, you drive a Lambo, you live in a 10,000 square foot house. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I got a Civic, but life is good, right?
Yeah.
I don't care where you sleep. You don't care where I sleep. All I see is you paying is higher taxes and dealing with all your bullshit. And if your car gets hit, you're going to be crying for a year. Whereas if my car gets hit, I just buy a new one.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
gotta be
I don't live in a
liberating.
1-bedroom apartment, but I learned that I don't have to compare myself to others, and that's really helped propel me as well.
Yeah. And I heard you in your last answer, you were talking about adversity, and I heard you say ultra marathon. I have two questions. Number one, are you insane? And number two, talk to me. I need to hear about the athleticism, because I heard coaching basketball, I heard ultra marathon, and I'm a guy that loves anything athletic, anything competition, anything sports, running. Tell me about what fires you up in the athletic sphere, whether it's running ultra marathons, what you have coming up, an Ironman, a marathon. What's next for Dr. Nekky Jamal?
So I've always been a runner. But like I don't know if you ever heard the term skinny fat. I was like, man, 6'5", but I would make excuses not to go swimming, so I didn't have to take my shirt off. Right. And I felt like that my whole life. And like working at Pizza Hut when I was a kid didn't really help, because I wasn't bringing food to work. I was just messing up pieces and then eating those. Right. So I was just gaining weight like crazy. And I still remember in university, I would go to like the Chinese food restaurant and just order rice because it was cheap. And I would just eat pounds of white rice, like
Yeah.
just stupid shit, like zero
Yeah.
protein. And so
Yeah.
I ballooned, man. And then every year of dentistry, like dentistry's hard. So what do? You go out, you make a good living. So you're going to go eat, right? I used to
Mm-hmm.
live to eat. I'd travel, I'd go eat, go to
Yeah.
work the next day, like do it all over again, eat McDonald's. So at 40 years old, I was 210 pounds. And I know that may not seem like a lot, but to me, like everything was tight. Everything was
Yeah.
tight. Like all my shirts were tight. And I saw this guy on Instagram that was like another dentist. I was like working with a trainer, and I didn't like, it was like an acquaintance. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, who's this guy you're working with? And he's like, oh, his name's Josh. And I was like, oh, like, how do you work with him? He's like, oh, I just do it online. And then when I'm in town, I work out with him. And I was like, give me his number. So on my 40th birthday, February 14th of 2 years ago, on my 40th birthday, I called Josh and I was like, Josh, I'm 40 years old today, but I don't want to be. Like, I feel like this isn't me. And he's just like, all right, this is gonna be hard work. And I said, dude, don't talk to me about goals. I don't need your motivation. And I
Yeah.
just need you to tell me how to get there.
Yeah.
And it like lit a spark in me, man. And now I don't live to eat. I eat to live. And
Yeah.
I have this discipline. Josh didn't teach me how to work out. He didn't teach me
Yeah.
about my diet. Of course he did. But what he did is he ignited this discipline aspect in me where I'm super disciplined in what I eat and working out and taking care of my body. At 41 years old today, I'm the healthiest I've ever been. Like I
Insane.
run every morning. Like I said, I run ultra marathons here. My goal of 2026, I don't know about you, but I write my goals on my mirror. So like I have a piece of paper, 8x11, slap it right
Yeah.
in front of my head on the mirror. So you got to move your head to brush your teeth. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you write your goals down. You
Yeah.
gotta move your head to look around your goals to see
Yeah.
what you look like in the day. That's how you write
Yeah.
your goals. Number one goal is you're going to create Third Molars Online 2.0. Second, you're going to sell out all your courses. Third, you're going to run the New York City Marathon. You're going to
Wow.
complete an 80K ultra marathon, and you're going to do the
Wow.
golden 3-day ultra marathon. Dude, it's happening. It's already,
Yeah.
it's
It's done.
in my head.
Set in
It's already
stone.
done. So
Yeah.
now I got to figure out how I'm going to get my body there. So Josh has helped me, build a lot of muscle. At 41 years old, I have a 6-pack. Like, how the hell
That's
does that
crazy.
work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but it's all discipline, man. Abs are made in the kitchen. They're not made at the gym,
Yeah.
right? It's just
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
eat. And I never thought I'd be in the best shape of my life now. But the thing that Josh taught me is not only is it discipline, but when you take care of your physical self, everything else falls into place. It always falls into place. And then you start looking at the most successful people around you. They've already understood that. Okay. Who would you rather have in your family? And like in your, family,
Yeah. Of course.
your people around you. Would you rather have super fit people that know what discipline is and know how
Mhm.
hard it is to like find time to do it? Or would you rather have fat asses going to Five Guys? Cause I was
Yeah.
the dude going to Five Guys, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go into business with him. But today, man, I can't find a partner like me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's insane because the answer's so simple. I feel like we all have the answer. It's just about who's willing to do those steps every single day. Stick to that regimen every single day. It's honestly surgical. It's clinical every
Yeah.
single day, because at the end of the day, you're playing with your life here, and not just your longevity of your life, but how the quality of your life. And I got to remind myself, like, these exams, sure, they're stressful, but we make an effort to like try to maintain going to the gym, because of course you're going to be stressed, but man, like, really, are you going to prioritize these exams over your well-being, and you'll see how well you perform on these exams when
Yeah.
you don't go to the gym versus when you do go to the gym. But
Totally.
it makes sense, man. It's simple, and it's I guess the answer is just right there in our faces.
Totally. And I was giving a lecture at the University of Saskatchewan last year. The whole school invited me out.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing this lecture, and this one girl asked, she said, what's your biggest success?
Yeah.
And everyone's expecting me to say Third Molars Online. They're expecting me to say
Yeah.
the extraction course. They're expecting me to say my
Yeah.
office. And I was like, bro, it's my health. My health is my biggest asset. You strip everything away from me. You take my success, you take my office, you take my money. Dude, I got my health. That means I have the ability to do it again. I'm not walking hunched over like so many other
Yeah.
dentists my age are. I don't have, like, heaven, God bless, like, I don't have back issues.
Yeah.
Like, my biggest stress of the day is, did I pre-make my meals? Did I meal prep for the week?
Yeah.
I eat the exact same thing every single day. And I never thought in a million years I'd say that, because I love food, man.
Yeah.
Man, you put a shawarma in front of me and I'd destroy 6 of them. And
Oh my
it just,
gosh.
man, I'm salivating right now thinking
Yeah,
about it.
same.
But I know
Yeah.
my goals are bigger than that. And so when like during Christmas, it's horrible because every day a supplier is buying us lunch, and I
Yeah.
love pizza. I die for pizza. And now I walk by the staff room and I see these 12 pizzas stacked up right there. And I just walk right by and be like, no, bro, I worked too hard to get here. And
That's
it
insane.
just doesn't
Yeah.
even enter in my mind now that I could eat that, because I don't want to. And
Yeah.
I'm, Josh Cooper Band at Hammer
Yeah.
Fitness. If anyone's looking for a coach,
Yeah.
dude, the guy is not my friend. And I don't
Yeah.
want him to be my friend.
Yeah.
He calls me out. There's nothing better than someone that calls you out. I got too many people
Yeah.
around me that tell me, Nekky, you're so
Yeah.
amazing at this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that
Yeah.
shit. I want to hear someone to tell me, Nekky, you're soft. Nekky, you're
Yeah.
weak. Nekky, you're not as good as you think you are. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Time to get
Oh
to
my
work, baby.
gosh. Yeah, we're all gonna have to call Josh after this. His phone's gonna be nonstop ringing. Josh is gonna be like, Nekky, what the hell did you do on that podcast, man? I
Yeah.
need you to stop. Now, I want to build off what that one girl asked you at USask about your greatest accomplishment. Now, you said your health. Now, I want to hear what one major lesson, I'm talking about like a huge setback that you learned the hard way early, that you've been better ever since because of. And I know there's yeah.
I kind of alluded to it.
Yeah.
So like I was saying, I go to therapy all the time. And if you haven't been for therapy, it's time to go for therapy. And it's just something you got to do. Anyways, I've had a lot of failures and a lot of non-dental failures. So like I said, I grew up pretty poor. My dad told me to think big. I made some investments. None of them worked out. Zero of them worked out. I bought this, invested in this, blah, 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 blah. It built up. I bought into a restaurant. What the hell am I doing buying into a restaurant in hopes of making money? And I took all those failures personally, and I kind of went into my shell, and I told everyone around me, it's just like, yo, I'm a failure. Like, why did this happen to me? It's that victim mentality. And then I saw this therapist, and she says, that stockbroker that invested all this money and then disappeared? I want you to take his picture and I want you to blow it up and frame it. And I was like, what? And I want you to go outside and take a picture of that restaurant, and I want you to frame it. And I want you to, take that weed business that you invested in. I want you to take a picture and frame it, and frame these people that took advantage of you, and have a shrine on your kitchen table. And I want you to look at that, and I want you to light a candle. And I want you to say, these are the best lessons I've ever had. And honestly, ever since I did that, I actually did that. Changed my life. Because I'm like, man, that stupid mistake where maybe I lost a couple $100,000. Well, maybe it saved me from losing 20 million when I actually have 20 million. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so never look at your mistakes as failures. I know we're call things failures. Yeah. Man, embrace the suck. Embrace it. Embrace the mistakes, right? And when you do that, you learn and you're able to bounce back so much quicker. And it's nothing personal. I can't control the real estate market here, right? It was my stupidity for buying so many, thinking I want to make money. If you invest in things, or if you do things in life just to make money, you will always fail. 100% of the time fail. Everyone else's stories are not your stories. And people bought Bitcoin and Dogecoin and all this shit, and they made millions. And then when you bought it, you lost your shirt. That's your fault because you were chasing money. Right? Whenever you chase money, you will lose. Whenever you want to do things because you want to see them grow and you take an active role in it, and you're not there to make the quick buck, but you're there to see like the process through, that's when you win. Right. And you'll be rewarded for that as well. Yeah. I've had a lot of failures, but I've also had some wins, and all the wins were always things that I was so passionate about. I didn't care if they worked out or not. Yeah. It's to me, if Third Molars Online, my goal for Third Molars Online when I started it was one person signing up.
Yeah.
One person. Can I help one person? And I remember like 3 a.m. on like Thanksgiving, I remember writing out scripts and filming, and I was filming in my studio. And if you look at Third Molars Online, you'll see sometimes like like my eyes are like half closed filming these videos. And it was all about that, man. Like that I remember those days now. And I was like, man, those were the best. I mean, it was like,
Yeah.
you had to figure it out because no one's there to figure it out for you. And now it's like, man, how good can I make this thing? And no, man, it's everything, every failure you make will, as long as you can learn from it, that's the best advice I could tell you, is learn from your mistakes, learn from other people's mistakes. So you don't have to. And
Yeah.
that's what I teach, is like, man, stand on my shoulders, be bigger than I am. There's nothing more, like, nothing is better for a mentor to hear that someone is doing better than them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like someone that you helped teach is now doing so much better. So when I started Third Molars Online, I just wanted that one person to sign up. And then when 1 turned to 2, turned to 4, turned to 8, turned to over 1,000 in 33 countries. And I still get texts daily from dentists saying, bro, look at this tooth I took out. And I was like, man, I wouldn't even take on that tooth. Like, what are you doing, man? He was like, bro, it came out so good. And I was like, shit, good for you, man. Like, it pumps me up, man. Like, I've been able to make that impact. That's my win, man, is the impact I can make. And like, I've been to Central America. I'm going on my 19th time. We're going to Guatemala in February. Man, it's just amazing. I have the ability to give someone my skills, you know, like it's just, it's awesome, bro.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine. Honestly, I can't wait to like be like, I'm trying to take the learning experience as it comes right now, but I think we're all itching, especially now that we're finally in second year, getting the clinical experience to get out there and get exposure. But honestly, one thing, and I've started thinking about it when you're talking about your like things that you were setbacks and you learned from them and you've grown from them. Well, like, how do you know, seriously, how do you know when it's time to ask for help? Because for me, I'm such a proud, egotistical maniac sometimes. I'm like, no, I'm never going to let anybody touch the social media. I'm going to do it all myself. No, I'll never do this. I'm going to do it all myself. Like, how do you know when it's time to hire somebody for the social media?
I got a big problem with that too, because every single time I've tried to hire someone, they don't have my voice. And that's like, remember when you were asking me, like, how did you grow Third Molars Online? Man, you look up like people like Gary V or Alex Hormozy online, and you're like, man, these guys have it all figured out. How did they do that? And I couldn't. Like, I didn't know how to do that. So when I say like, I had no idea what I was doing with advertising or anything like that, do you know how much I've spent on advertising for Third Molars Online? 0.
No way.
Because I was like, I've already won.
Yeah.
I've had one person take my course. I hope they tell someone else. Yeah. And it is 100% organic. If I knew how to make a Google ad, I'm sure I could make a hell of a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Bro, I've already won. The process was the win for me. And now, like, I'm itching. I'm dying to get that feeling back. And so as I'm writing these scripts, like, no joke. Okay, it's 7 p.m. here, right here. 3:30 a.m. last night. I'm grinding, writing these scripts, and I have the biggest smile on my face. Because now I've figured out I can dictate on the computer. I can be like, and it types it out for me. And I was like, man, I never had that. So before I was like writing shit out and like backspace and like take me forever. Now I just talk and I'm just able to get so much shit done. And I was like, this is amazing.
That is
no joke. I could write a book right now. I could write a book. I have like yesterday alone, I swear I got 50 pages single spaced of like lessons and like, this is what I want to show. And then I have these huge video libraries. So now I'm like matching up the videos to the lessons I want to show. Like, you know, when the tooth looks like this on the pan, this is what it looks like in the mouth. And then I'm going through my videos trying to find it. And then I go online and film it. And it's so funny. People are like, oh man, you can just use chat and Perplexity and all these to write your courses. I was like, bro, no, man, you can't. They give you such surface level bullshit. They don't tell you anything, man. And so, you know, AI is awesome and I'm sure it'll work, but nah, this is 100% Nekky right here. I don't want to lose my voice. And so when you say like, for instance, okay, so for the extraction course, so that's my in-person course. I travel across Canada.
Yeah.
I'm super fortunate. It does really well. Like when I
Yeah.
release it, it sells out in a day, and it
Yeah.
pumps me up, right? Anyways, my people are like, man, you should make your emails look more professional. Like it should look like a branded email. And
Yeah.
so I hired someone, to your point. I
Yeah.
hired this lady. I was like,
Yeah.
help me make my emails look like super professional. And she did that. And I said, I can't physically send it out. And she's
Yeah.
like, why? She's like, it's not your voice. Like, it's not my
Yeah.
voice. I
Yeah.
need people when they read that email. How many times you get emails now that are like, this was written by AI? They have
Yeah.
M dashes, they have bullshit emojis, and they always
Yeah.
say, here's the truth. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah.
AI is everywhere right now.
Yeah.
How nice is it to get an authentic email that says,
Yeah.
oh, baby, I'm so pumped up to see you guys.
So
This is what we're
funny.
going to learn this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where I've had my, it's not AI, and
Yeah.
there's spelling mistakes in there. Cause at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I don't care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want people to know, be like, you may not get the most polished person, but you're going to get authenticity, and you're going to learn everything you need to know, because there's no gatekeeping here, because
Yeah.
I don't need to gatekeep shit. I'm not scared of losing my job. I want you to do well, because that's my win. That's my win, is when you send me that video of the 8s that you took out. It's like, hell yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
That's my purpose,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
My purpose is for other people to stand on my shoulders and be better than I am.
Yeah.
It's service for your profession. It's service for the people around you. Man, money is never going to do that. After a certain amount of money I pull out of my corp 100 grand a year, I live comfortably. I don't need fancy crap. I bought a Garmin though. Super dope. You need a Garmin.
I know. Track your sleep and no, trust me, I know. That one's
but
fair
like,
enough.
life is good, man. It's when you can reframe your purpose. The other thing that I think works well for me is I don't live in Toronto. I don't know how you guys are going to do it, man. You guys all got to compete with each other. You all got to go to Sandals together. You all got to drive the fanciest Audis together. You all got to live in Bridlewood or whatever it is next to Drake, and compete with each other, man. Man, get out of that shit.
Yeah. I'll
There's
say
no
this.
happiness in that.
I'll say this about Alberta. I visited for the first time in Calgary the other day, and 30 minutes out was probably some beautiful neighborhoods, just like in London, Ontario. 30 minutes the other way was Banff, the most beautiful mountains you've ever seen. And right where I was standing was what looked like downtown Toronto, but without any traffic. I couldn't even believe where I was. I was like, is this place a real place? This is insane. But yeah, I don't know. It's going to be, it just sounds like just being, because I'm sure you could have done all those advertising or tried to stay in Toronto or played the game everyone else is playing. But I think, honestly, if I was being as honest as I could in thinking about why this has all worked out, it's because people see the real you in everything that you do. It's because when I get a text from you, I get exactly what you just said, and I hear your voice as I'm reading the text. I'm like, oh, okay, this is Nekky Jamal, Dr. Nekky Jamal. This isn't some assistant. This isn't some, like, you know what I mean? So it's I can already kind of sense how much of a difference it makes, because it makes a difference for me, and I'm sure it'll make a difference for anybody if they choose to go that way.
Yeah.
Now we're approaching on an hour here, and I want to ask one more thing before I go into a quick fire round of a
I love
few
it.
quick questions, and that's what we do usually to end the
Bro,
podcast.
you can't end this now. You can't end this now.
Right?
I've been locked up in my house writing scripts, talking to my computer because I can dictate shit now.
By the way, that's so funny that, like, I was waiting for like this world-renowned new technology, and you say dictate, and that's how we know that all of them so far. That is the funniest thing ever. You just learned how to dictate. That's hilarious. That is so funny.
I didn't know it was this good. Like, I didn't know I could just talk into it.
Of course, and that's been a thing for so long.
Yeah, no, man, it's wicked, because now I can do that and line up my videos, and people come talk to me all the time about automation and you can do this and you can scale here, and I'm like, bro, I don't care, man. I don't care. I don't want to scale. What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, so you get a couple more bucks for what? Bro, that's not where I gain my satisfaction. I gain my satisfaction from helping the people around me and making the course. I want to make literally the best course you could ever make. I want people to associate Nekky with quality. Okay. That doesn't come from automation, or it doesn't come from pretty emails. It comes from being authentic, and it comes from being like, man, he's going to fulfill exactly what he said he's going to times 10. And
Every
he's like,
single
man,
word.
I'm going to show you what you need to know, what everyone
Yeah.
didn't teach you, what everyone is too scared to teach you, and what people don't want you to know, because then you're going to be doing the procedure.
Yeah.
That's the bullshit about continuing education in dentistry right now.
Yeah.
And
Like,
to
why would
get
you?
that info, people are charging like tens of thousands of dollars. Why? Why is it so expensive, man?
I honestly, I look at the numbers sometimes just as a student. I'm like, there's no way. This is insane. This is insane. And it's like when you, and speaking to the things, when you, let's say you automate it, let's say you make it faster, let's say you get it done quicker. Aren't you just removing everything you just did was so fun? Aren't you just fast
Exactly.
tracking? This is the part that's fun. Why would you want to jump to this? Like, are you really going to be happy when ChatGPT does this mediocre half-ass thing for you? Or are you going to be happy when every single sentence, every period, every
Yeah.
spelling error, that was all of you? And you're
It's
going to be so,
intentional.
that's going to taste so much better.
I know that, dude, you get it. That's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, I want to film the same video 5 times
Yeah.
just so I can get it perfect. You know what I mean? It's like, shit, my lighting's wrong. Or man, when I did the first third molars online, I tried to batch record my videos. So I'd do like 10 videos at a time and then find out I didn't even have a memory card in the camera.
Oh my gosh.
Or like my mic was off. And so it'd be like 3 a.m, just like swearing at myself, being like, don't mess this up again. Come on. And then like my computer would die and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But like, man, I look back and I'm like, those days were awesome. I can't wait to go through that again, because it's like, I did it. I made it. Chat didn't make it. I made it. Right. And it's like, man, I get to research which camera to buy. I get to research which tripod to get, which mic to get. I got a mic up here too, and lighting it all different, like to make me look way better than I really am, you know? And so it's like, it's super, man, I get so much joy out of this. And so everyone like now my biggest competition is me. Is like, when am I going to have time? Because I work full time. I run in the morning. I go to the gym in the evening. I meal prep. And then I sit down and do videos. My poor girlfriend, she doesn't have like, where am I supposed to fit her in? Right. And it's time, but man, I'm so happy. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do, man.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. And I also saw something else that you were involved in. It's something I actually really care for, especially in dentistry. Like once you get all these skills, right? It's the humanitarian work, right? I saw something about, I think it was called Change for Children, and then there was like the Quench Initiative. You're drilling water wells, like
man,
I need to hear more about this.
Super cool. So I'm not physically, bro. I can't even hang a picture on the wall. That's how. That's my skill level. I can pull a tooth. I'm really great. I love pulling. I'm good at pulling a tooth. I'm gonna say that. Okay, but I can still improve, right?
Yeah.
But I can't hang a picture on the wall. Like
Yeah. No, and I'm the same way. Can't find a stud.
Dude.
Can't.
No. And then
it's a new language.
And then you just start making random holes, and you're like, okay, this will hold.
Yes.
Yeah. So I fundraise for it. So in I want to say 2015, I was in Guatemala, and I was like, man, there has to be like, I was super in my head. I had a whole bunch of failures at that point. Like I was, I was telling you, I was not doing great in my head, and a lot of things in my life I was unhappy with. And I was in Guatemala, and I was like, man, there's got to be a better way to help out than dentistry, because dentistry, like, you're just solving the emergent problem. You're not really fixing the issue, right?
Yeah.
And it was a trip with Change for Children, and Nicole, who is on that trip, who is now my partner, like girlfriend and partner. I don't know. Anyways, she was like, man, it's water. Water is life. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. Let's do this. So then I came home, and I was all fired up and created the Quench Initiative and partnered with Change for Children and started raising money and going to Nicaragua, where Change for Children had all these projects, and we would I would drill water wells in these communities, and then I'd bring my team back to those communities, and we'd do the dental work. So we'd be providing that community with clean water where they couldn't get it before. And then we could also go there and fix their teeth. And so it was super cool to get so many people involved, from like Rotarians in our town to random strangers. And Nicole always says, we all have the ability to change someone's today, someone's tomorrow, and someone's forever. And it's just like, that really stuck with me. And I was like, bro,
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah.
Like if it's money, I can raise money. Like I can
Yeah.
talk, I can raise money. Let's do
Yeah.
this. Let's raise some money for these people. So in total, I want to say we've fundraised for 14 or 15 water wells in
Wow.
these communities.
Yeah.
And yeah, I continue to go down and do dental trips
Yeah.
with my team. I used to have a scholarship at the University of Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
and the new dean, I didn't like, when I was in
Yeah.
dental school, I knew everyone there. And then the new
Yeah.
dean came in. They didn't
Yeah.
know who I was. And he
Yeah.
was, man, I don't give a shit. He was just not
Yeah.
a, whatever. He's
Yeah.
not
I
my
know what you're
people.
saying.
He's not my
Yeah. Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he got rid of my scholarship. And I was like, this cost you nothing and made you look like a hero. And I would take
Yeah.
3 students and I would pay for it all to go down to Central America.
Wow.
But man, it's crazy side note, what corporate dentistry is doing to dental schools. Watch
Yeah.
out, man. But that's just my little side note.
No, yeah, 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 yeah. And we hear it,
Yeah.
honestly, we can see it. We're kind of like this. We're like, oh, that's interesting. But
Yeah.
anyways, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
changed the dynamic a lot. Like I used to go to U of S and do like yearly lectures. And now
Yeah.
because I'm not part of Dental Corp, they don't even allow me to come into school without paying them money. And I
Wait,
was like,
what?
what? Yeah. So
Wait,
the students all hired, like they paid for an auditorium. Like they rented out the auditorium for me
wow.
to go and give them their lecture. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind
That's
of
the
cool.
good thing about student governing, student leadership, man. That's why I'm involved. That's why I love it. That's why I
Yeah.
love it, man. Because you could literally take the school and you do exactly what the students want with it. And
Yeah.
I want to take you back to when you were a student. And we're going into the quick fire round now. I have about 6 questions that I want to hear your quick answers for. The first thing that comes to your mind. Dr. Nekky Jamal, before the doctor was there, he's a second-year dental student. He's humble beginnings. He's fired up, ready to take this world on by storm, but he has 2nd year of dental school, 3rd year and 4th year ahead of him. What does he tell himself? What does he do differently? Anything? What does he tell himself?
Man, I walked into the guidance counselor's office after first year and I said I couldn't do it. And I said, this isn't for me. This is too difficult. I couldn't do it. And I struggled, man. I struggled. While everyone was doing well in operative, man, I was hitting the pulp. My fillings looked like a child did them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was never like, I found that nothing ever came easy to me. But the one thing that no one could replace or no one could compete with was my fire, man. No one can grind harder than I can.
Yeah.
To this day, I've yet to meet someone that is willing to grind as hard as I can. And so if I'm not smarter than you, I will outwork you. And that's something that I personally, of course, I don't know everyone. That's just what I tell myself.
No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, no, 100%.
That's what I tell myself. And I always feel like I need to have that, that victim mentality. So I can be like, man, tell me I can't do it. Tell me, I dare you. I dare you to tell me I can't do it. Right. And once you tell me I can't do it, just watch me, man. Just watch me, baby. I take receipts too.
There we go. And the candle comes back out and the portrait on the wall is there again. And the chip on the shoulder makes the victory 10 times better. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I couldn't agree with you more.
It does.
Second quick fire question. What is the most intense, most crazy, or one extraction case that you remember and that you want to share?
Man.
Whether it's the tooth flew out and hit the assistant or
no,
the patient
dude,
woke
that
up.
actually happens more than you think it does. Like teeth just fly out of there sometimes.
Maybe when I can imagine so many dentists are like, man, I can't get this teeth out. Dr. Nekky Jamal's talking about them flying out.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I've had some, I think the thing that makes things memorable isn't the actual extraction, but it's the complication that follows. For me, the scariest things are bleeding and infection. And for me, infection it really scares me. And infection is the only reason to this day I'd go back to school, because I feel like I just don't know enough and I'll never know enough. And these are things that you can't always control. And I remember this just happened, I want to say 5 years ago. There was this patient, I pulled 2526, super easy, calls me 3 days later. And he's like, Nekky, my face is itchy. And I'm like, oh, are you allergic to Advil or something like that? And he's like, no, I don't know. I'm like, well, just ice it. Day 4, hey, swelling is getting worse. And I was like, oh, okay, let's maybe, I don't know what it is. I'm not smart enough to put him on an antibiotic. Day 5, Sunday morning, he calls me and sends me a picture. And no joke, you cannot even see his eye. It's fully closed. All the way his entire face is swollen. And he sends me a picture. He's like, "Hey, Nekky, I think I have a problem." And then you try to call him back and he doesn't pick up the phone and you're freaking out.
Yeah.
And he lives 2 hours away. So I'm like, "You need to go to the hospital and get IV antibiotics." He goes to the hospital and the nurse at the hospital was my patient. And this is 2 hours for me. And she says, "Nekky, I can't start the IV. It's Sunday morning and there's no doctor." Remember, this is small town Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, I'll be right there." So I drove 2 hours, started his IV, and then he's getting IV antibiotics. And I just like, you just have this like this pit in your stomach. You're like, "Oh man, did I cause this? Right? Did I cause this?" The next day you call him, "Hey, is everything okay?" And then I was driving out to see him. "Is everything okay?" And his wife was like making me lunches and stuff because I'm like, trying to take care of this guy.
Yeah.
Long story short, everything goes down. It's fine. It was a good learning lesson. But then last year I get this email, like a referral email saying, "You got to see this patient again to pull all of his top teeth now." And so I called the patient. I was like, "Hey, I know you were referred back to me and I cannot see you. Like I didn't sleep for a solid week. I felt like I should have put you on antibiotics earlier." I always say my mistakes. I always tell my patients, I'm like, "I feel like I should have put you on antibiotics earlier and I didn't."
Yeah.
And I take responsibility for all the pain and suffering you went through. And he's just like, "You're going to take out the rest of my teeth." And I said, "Why is that?" And I was like, I can't do this. Like I didn't sleep for a week. And he's just like, "You're going to do this case because you care." And when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I do care. And I do care a lot because these patients are like, they trust us, man. Do you trust anyone with your face? And so many people, they see me, they'll drive 3 hours to come see me. And it's like, you trusted me. I felt like I let you down and you're still willing to see me again. Like, that's crazy, man. Like I love this job, man. I love this job. Don't get me wrong. Some days it's hard. Some days patients do yell at you and they blame you for things that are so irrational that you don't even know what to do. And man, I was sued last year for someone that had a stroke 6 months after I saw them.
That's insane.
And I was like, "What? Like,
how does that even?
What?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's.
And the insurance company calls me and they're like, "This is just so ridiculous. That like you even have to go through this. We are sorry." But the own insurance company apologized to me. And so they obviously, like, nothing ever happened, but it's just like the shit you got to go through sometimes. Like, people always want a piece. You know what I mean? But like, at the end of the day, what an amazing job that we have, that we get to help people and we can really impact our patients' lives. But man, it all starts with, you got to care. You got to care. You cannot fake empathy, man. You cannot fake that shit. If you're in it for $1, this is not the job for you, man. There's so much easier ways to make money, man. Go buy options on Bitcoin and make your trillions, man. Have fun. If that's what you want, go do that. This is not a job to think you're going to be just rolling in the cash, because it's not that easy, man.
And it honestly just seems like stuff like that story right there makes it all worth it. Makes all the random stroke lawsuits, it makes everything, all the crazy days, the insanely hard mornings, all worth it. Now,
I know you want these to be fire questions, man, but
I know, but
dude,
honestly, that's never how it works.
I don't got quick fire in me, man.
No, it's good. It's good. And by the way, I'm 100% certain how many people are going to appreciate the depth that you're going into. Now I want to ask, what's one myth that maybe just gets under your skin, or that you just want to like dispel about wisdom teeth, that just drives you crazy, whether it's on the patient perspective or other clinicians or just in general about wisdom teeth? What's one myth?
One myth, man.
Yeah.
Can I, instead of giving you a myth, well, so many patients are going to say, it's the pineapple juice, right? Like, you got to drink a lot of pineapple juice. It's the bromelain and pineapple juice. You got to drink like liters though, man, like liters. A lot of patients that come in and they're like, "I drank a glass of pineapple juice." I'm like, "No, it didn't do anything." But man, you'll be a diabetic by the time you drink all that pineapple juice. If I could, instead of giving you a myth, I want to give everyone a tip. And I want everyone to understand patients, and I wish someone would have told me this earlier. Patients do better with explanations than they do with excuses. So what I mean by that is, say you're taking out a tooth and it's really close to the mandibular canal, and 0.35 to 8.4% of patients are going to experience a mandibular nerve injury once you take out that tooth. And you can't always predict it, but there's, guidelines that we go by, but it's going to happen. If you don't think it's going to happen prior to it happening, and you don't even talk to the patient about it, then it happens, the patient will call you angry, and that's now an excuse when you say, hey, it's because the tooth was right beside the nerve.
Of course.
And you didn't tell them about it. That patient is angry and may even sue you. Okay. However, if you would have taken the time beforehand to explain to the patient, hey, do you see this tooth here? Do you see this white line here? That's your nerve. When I'm taking that tooth out, it could rub along the nerve and you could have a tingly feeling in your lip or chin. Could last for a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple months, couple of years. I don't know. I didn't put the tooth there. You didn't put the tooth there, but here we are. And then the patient calls you the next day. Hey, Nekky, you're right. My lip is numb. What should we do? Not what should you do? That's how you avoid a lot of problems. Is patients do better with explanations than they do with excuses. Early on in my career, I used to not want to tell people what can go wrong in fear of them not doing the procedure. Now I scare people so much that they often call me and say, why did you scare me? That was not nearly as bad as you said it was. Good. You are really good at your job.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And that honestly, that answers another one of my one of the questions. So that leaves me with two. Now, if you weren't a dentist, what would Dr. Nekky Jamal be?
A lawyer.
Really, eh? You can go into law?
Yeah.
And what type of law? Like anything in general, or like is there?
I'd go into family law probably.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I like it. And I know there's
my parents got divorced when I was younger.
Yeah.
And I used to see these family lawyers and I was like, y'all here for the buck. Yeah, you guys just don't care. And those people, especially this day and age when over 50% of people end up in divorce, they have a huge impact. And I know that there's so much more to it, but like, man, you know how I said I want to take on the most difficult procedure in dentistry and make it my own? Yeah. I do the same with family law. Yeah. I could see myself doing that. I've always wanted to wear a suit and go to work. I thought that was cool. So I was wearing a shirt and tie for years in dentistry and then realized that was just stupid. But a lot of the older ladies, they love that. They love they love the shirt and tie and like I would look good. And now it's like I wear a black shirt and in the corner, I have it say Exos all day.
My gosh. Okay, there we go.
That's my uniform, man. It says Exos all day.
Can't beat that, man. Can't beat that. And once again, that's another real piece of you, man. That's another real piece of you. Yeah, man.
So many people are like, what does that mean? I'm like, I was just feeling silly one day. Yeah. My homies and I, we started this clothing, like screen printing company just for fun.
Yeah.
And we went, like, the company went bankrupt. We sold it. But during that time, I was making the sickest shirts. Like, I had a picture of Drake. You know, the album, like the Hold On, We're Going Home album, where like the blue sky in the background and like the side profile.
Yeah, of course.
I got Drake wearing a mask and a pair of loops.
My gosh. We need to get a printing machine out of your hands immediately.
Oh God. It was, so like I had all these shirts and I was like, man, my brand is Exos all day. And no one else wanted to wear it but me.
There we go.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And that brings me to my last question.
Bro, this is too good. You can't end it, man.
I know. I wish I could do more, but I feel like I owe it to you and you at 4 a.m. instead of 3 a.m. because I know you're going to rip another 5 hours now of this course.
Hell yeah.
But what is one thing you think dental schools need to teach immediately?
Communication.
Love it.
Communication. When that was my goal of the year. My 2025 goal was to learn communication. And man, I never realized how poor of a communicator I was. And I'm still learning. And it was not only in my personal life, but also at work. Like I remember there was a case, this patient, They said, Nekky, I need to be out of here in 15 minutes. The movers are coming to my house. I need you to do a filling or something and fit. And I was like, yo, that's lots of time. You'll get home. Anyways, we were done in like 5 minutes and they
Sweet.
still had 10 minutes left. And they're like, oh, that was awesome. Thank you so much. And then the patient came back a week later and they said, I'm getting food stuck between my teeth. And I said, it's because the tooth is so far away from your other tooth. Like, it's like I didn't build a contact. I couldn't get a contact. Anyways, patient says, it's because you rushed. It's because you were so much in a hurry to get it done. And I was like, you told me
this was your
and
idea.
I didn't rush. I was done.
Yeah.
And I got so angry. And then I realized, like, in the moment, I was so angry. And I realized how defensive I actually was. And it's such a character flaw. But for years, I was so defensive. If someone didn't tell me what I wanted to hear, it wasn't my problem. It was your problem. You know what I mean? And so learning how to communicate and take a step back and understand what people are trying to tell you and how to respond to it is so important. If I could recommend a book for you all, it's a book by Jefferson Fisher. He's a trial lawyer. I think it's called Your Next Conversation or The Next Conversation, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I listened to it on audio and then I bought the book and I read it. And it's just so good because he teaches you to lead with a breath. And when you're in a conversation with someone, you're not listening to them. You're trying to think what you're going to say next.
Of course.
You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
how am I going to respond to this? Whereas now it's like, I know it doesn't seem like that in this conversation because I totally monopolize it all and talk the whole damn way. Yeah. The next podcast is going to be introducing you and now you can tell us all, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, man, Jefferson Fisher's like, lead with a breath. Your first voice that comes out of your mouth is a breath. And it just calms you down. And just that 1 second allows you to change your thought and think what the other person is trying to convey and get curious about that. And my girlfriend, for years, she'd be like, you're so hard to have a conversation with because you always get so defensive. Whereas now that's what I'm really trying to focus on. And I wish someone would have taught me communication in school. And that's what they're not teaching you. And I know everyone is going to say business, teach me how to run a practice, teach me all that stuff. Teach me how to be a leader. No, it's teach me how to communicate. How do I talk to a patient? How do I talk to my staff? How do I talk to my partner? How do I talk to my team? Because like, it's so funny. You graduate from dental school, you have this degree, and all of a sudden that gives you the right to be the leader of your office, which is complete bullshit, man. I am not a leader. I am not a leader by far. Like my staff looks at me, they're like, what should we do here? And I was like, I don't know. What do you want to do? Just because I have the degree does not make me the leader. And I think that's one of the crapshoots of dentistry is like, you're automatically given this leadership title when a lot of us don't deserve it.
Yeah. And once you start communicating, it feels like all the pieces from what you're saying are going to fall together.
So it just comes together and it just allows everything to just make sense. And the difficult things in life are in the conversations we're avoiding. And if you think about it, like even now, I've been avoiding this one conversation with this certain person for like months, and it weighs on me in the back of my head. I'll wake up at 3 a.m. and I'll be like, damn, I gotta handle this. But like all the frustrating things in life are all occurring in the conversations you're avoiding. And so it's time to like man up and have these conversations.
I know as much as everyone would love to hear a lot more from you guys, I got to give him his time because he's going to be up for probably another 7 hours working on this course and obsessing about it. But if you guys want to hear more from Dr. Nekky Jamal, please check him out at Dr. Nekky Jamal. That's a wrap for today's episode of Moony Talks. Huge thank you to Dr. Nekky for coming and dropping real insight on skill, mindset, education, all the above. Make sure to follow him. Check out Third Molars Online for those of you who are new grads, and everything else will be linked below. If you made it this far, thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, hit follow, drop a rating, and send it to someone who you think would benefit from the conversation. And you guys know you can always keep up with me on Instagram or TikTok at Moony.Dentistry. And if there's a guest or topic you want me to do next, my DMs are open. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and keep the conversation going. Thank you.